Hey, welcome back to Panic Butter. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping back by. We got some good ones for you today. You know the ones. They make you wonder. They make you think. They make you guess. If you're new here, join us. We're glad to have you. Hit the subscribe button. We're about ready to get into it. See where it takes us today. Let's go. It's going to get interesting. We're going to touch on a little bit of everything here. So buckle up. Here we go.
Interior of the Great Pyramid, NASA.
What? They own the what?
The rights. I was told by one of the guides a couple years ago that, get as much as you can coming in here because they say that they may one day shut off access to the King's Chamber. I said, why would they do that? He said, well, they're afraid that, the pyramid's earthquake or something could make it unstable. I'm like, this thing has been here for thousands of years. It's not going to become unstable. That's foolishness. What's happening is they've discovered something technological about it, and they want to control it. So
NASA owns the rights to the interior of the Great Pyramid.
yes.
That's spooky.
They also own the rights to a section of the Grand Canyon. And then also, where else? Chaco Canyon. Same situation. They actually own the rights to those little round former things that look like they might have been domes or whatever. And now there's no dome, but you can see those.
Well, I don't know about that. We'd have to see more, hear more, find out more. It's a good theory, but you own something like that. It's like owning the bridge. You want to buy one? Maybe I can sell you some Grand Canyon. Hey, yeah, got a great view. Anyway, let's go. Where are we at next?
This is by far the craziest video of 2024. This is a video that has gone viral in the past couple days in which a father or mother's boyfriend is threatening the son to shoot him, and he does.
Ooh.
The video opens up with the father or boyfriend pointing the gun at the son. He can be heard saying, "I'm going to blow his effing brains out right now." The mother then comes over and pulls the father away, screaming, "No, no, stop." The father then walks away and the son then says, "Blow my brains out." The father then comes back into the room screaming, "You want me to?" while pointing the gun at him. The son flinches at this point and turns away and says, "Shoot me, I dare you. I guarantee you go to jail for life." The mother then shuts the door and you hear the father saying, "I'm getting ready to blow his brains out and yours. I'm sick of this," to the mother.
Uh-oh.
The son then gets up and opens the door. He then says, "You're going to blow my mom's brains out?" The father then points the gun back at the son and fires. Everything goes silent as you hear the mom gasp. The camera then faces the floor and you hear the mom repeating, "Did he hit you? Did he hit you?" And at this point you see blood droplets hitting the floor. Once this happened, the mom screams, "Oh my god, you're going to jail." The son then runs out of the house and shuts the door. The video then ends. Luckily, the bullet only grazed the son's ear and he survived, and the father or mother's boyfriend then went into the backyard and ended his own life.
Holy
Probably
shit.
because he thought he killed the son with that shot. I don't know what caused this whole situation, but it had to be brewing for some time for the man to snap like this. You can find the video on Twitter, and it has over 25 million views in just a couple of days.
Ooh, do you want to see it? The story was good enough. Got you thinking. With the visual, oh man, what is wrong with some people? There's a lot of them out there, you see it all the time. If you really want a good dose, you know where to go. Starts with a W. Sounds like a mart. What's up next?
Okay, you guys, something weird must have happened in California during these storms, because I have videos of so many glitches that are happening in California, and they all have to do with trees, palms of trees, and like just dirt debris. Look at this, y'all. How do you explain this?
Yeah, is this real?
A palm tree just floating in the middle of the air
That's crazy.
in California. How do you explain that? Right? It's like the ley lines are activating or something, you guys. Because look at this. What is? I can't even tell what that is.
Might be a really good drone.
I can't even tell what that is. You see that bird just flying around? But yeah, this is all in California. Something must have happened. Something must have activated, because all these glitches are happening in California ever since that storm. I told you, man, that storm was off. That storm was literally weird. The Pineapple Express, they called it. But what do you think is going on now, y'all?
Crazy,
These frequencies are nothing to play with. They are activating all types of energies, primordial energies within the planet. I've been telling y'all these primordial energies are here and they're coming back. And now it looks like the ley lines are being activated. So what do you guys think about this video? Please let us know in the comment. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting time. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. You already know what to do. Keep
what do you
up with me
think?
on my other accounts, especially on my YouTube, where I go deeper on the esoteric level of these topics at hand. Let's get this shift, y'all. Peace.
Is it just happening in California? Is it just happening at the mall? Is it only stuff that nobody sees, everybody hears? Or is it, you know, a whole bunch of people at once seeing it? I don't know. That's why we're looking. Let's see what we're going to see next. Here we go.
I remember watching The Fourth Kind for the first time, asking myself if there was any truth to it. Well, this video popped up on Reddit recently, and it caught my attention.
So like 3 weeks ago, this thing showed up at my window. It took a flash. There's no screen. There's no eye shine.
That's just the same thing that was in The Fourth Kind. Exactly what they described.
And then it turned pink and disappeared. So last night, I get a knock on my window. This window.
Uh-oh.
I pull up the blinds, and it's fucking sitting right on my ledge looking at me. And it's fucking huge. It's like 3 feet tall. It's massive. And I go to pull my phone out. It sees me pulling my phone out, and it jumps away to the wire. And what it does from there is it jumps in the air and stays in the air. It doesn't move. Just stays there. I took a couple shots of it. And then, after it disappeared, these lights show up.
Yeah, if there weren't any pictures, it would be a, yeah, whatever, come on.
Fucking insane.
But now there's photos. Will it happen again? It happened once or twice or however many. It's going to happen more, you know. There should be some cameras outside. That's what he needs to do. Put them outside. That way you don't have to reach for anything. It's already recording. That's what we're doing. We're bringing them to you, though. Let's see what's going on next.
What is the most dangerous information that you know?
Oh boy. They're going to hoax an alien threat, and it's all a lie. So we are actually in the last year at the point where they've started on that plan. We have got to intercept this plan and stop it. Or if you think 9/11 and the Iraq War was a clusterfuck, this is going to be that 1,000 times worse. That there's a group of people who control this issue that are trying to provoke an interplanetary incident. So the next war, World War III, will be interplanetary. And there is a serious group of nut jobs, and they have to be put on a leash and stood down fast and quickly. This group started releasing stuff to the CNN and Washington Post and New York Times. Every bit of information they're putting out has the spin, it's a threat to the national security, our sovereignty has been invaded. It's the kind of brainwashing that's already started to try to convince the public there is an alien threat. You know, future, what we're going to do and have on this planet is hanging in the balance, and we're going to have to wake up.
Oh yeah. What do you think? What is your theory? Have you seen anything? Do you have any pictures, any videos, any great stories? Those are the ones, you know, everybody sits and listens. What did you hear?
That they are interdimensionally sucking the essence of our youth.
Right.
And they believe they're possessed by an off-world entity.
They do?
Yeah, and Joe, I've been on air 22 years. I don't get into aliens, metaphysical, religion, any of that. I've studied the elite, and I've also communicated with a lot of the top people. And if you want to know, I will actually break down right now the best knowledge right now what's happening on the planet.
What's happening?
Okay, we're listening. Here we go.
Let me give you a basic gestalt.
Okay. I love when you can use that word with full confidence. I've never said that. Let me give you a basic gestalt. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm such a fraud.
No, you're not.
No, but that's what I'd think if I use that word.
No, you'll get all this because you'll already have most of the static because you're a bookworm, a research worm, in a good way. The elite are all about transcendence and living forever and the secrets of the universe, and they want to know all this. Some are good, some are bad, some are a mix. But the good ones don't ever want to organize. The bad ones tend to want to organize because they lust after power. Powerful consciousnesses don't want to dominate other people. They want to empower them, so they don't tend to get together until things are really late in the game. Then they come together. Evil's always defeated because good is so much stronger. And we're on this planet, and Einstein's physics showed it, Max Planck's physics showed it, there's at least 12 dimensions. And now that's why all the top scientists and billionaires are coming out saying it's a false hologram. It is artificial. The computers are scanning it and finding tension points where it's artificially projected and gravity's bleeding in to this universe. That's what they call dark matter.
We call it a glitch in the matrix.
A dream that's a wisp in some computer program, some God's mind, whatever. They're proving it all. It's all coming out. Now, there's like this sub-transmission zone below the third dimension that's just turned over to the most horrible things is what it resonates to. And it's trying to get up into the third dimension that's just a basic level consciousness to launch into the next levels. And our species is already way up in the fifth, sixth dimension, consciously our best people. But there's this big war trying to like basically destroy humanity because humanity has free will and there's a decision to which level we want to go to. We have free will, so evil's allowed to come and contend, not just good. And the elites themselves believe they're racing using human technology to try to take our best minds and build some type of breakaway civilization where they're going to merge with machines, transcend, and break away from the failed species that is man, which is kind of like a false transmission because they're thinking what they are is ugly and bad, projecting it onto themselves instead of believing, no, it's a human test about building us up. And so Google was set up 18, 19 years ago. I knew about this before it was declassified. I'm just saying I have good sources. That they wanted to build a giant artificial system. And Google believes that the first artificial intelligence will be a supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity with billions of people wired into it with the Internet of Things. And so all of our thoughts go into it, and we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time that's also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures, so that
brain cramp,
current prediction powers, future prediction powers, a true crystal ball. But the big secret is, once you have a crystal ball and know the future, you can add stimuli beforehand and make decisions that control the future. And so then it's the end of consciousness and free will for individuals, as we know, and a true 2.0 in a very bad way, hive mind consciousness with an AI jacked into everyone, knowing our hopes and dreams, delivering it to us, not in some PKD wirehead system where we plug in and give up on consciousness because of unlimited pleasure, but because we were already wired in and absorbed before we knew it by giving over our consciousness to this system by our daily decisions that it was able to manipulate and control into a larger system. There's now a human counterstrike taking place to shut this off before it gets fully into place and to block these systems and to try to have an actual debate about where humanity goes and cut off the pedophiles and psychic vampires that are control of this AI system before humanity's destroyed.
Wait a minute, humanity is only controlled of AI? How'd the pedophiles get in control of AI?
The pedophiles at a whatever level, the devil, whatever you want to call it, this interdimensional thing that gives them advanced off-world technology, the fallen one that's not of this world, is giving them advanced knowledge on how to construct these systems that have already been used before on other populations.
What?
Is that Satan?
But what are you talking about?
That's Satan.
But explain that. You're saying
Satan
something
becomes
insane.
something that the stupid preacher tells you about, who's totally controlled, or something you read about on in the news or TV.
Right.
But this is an interdimensional force that wants to influence us to build something that absorbs us and kills us, rather than the divine free will we're given to build something much better that empowers the species. So the species is now making a decision about its entire future.
Where are you getting this from?
That's what it is.
But where are you getting it from?
I know, from looking at all the data, researching it, studying it, watching.
I reach up and my head's spinning. Hang on a second, let me stop it. Wow, that's a lot to unpack. You gotta slow it down, huh? It's like blah, 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 blah. Can't talk that fast, but we managed to listen that fast. That's weird. That was crazy. Oh well. It's a lot to think about. Here we go.
This comment right here. Everything now has bioengineered on the labels. Let's get into this. And I have to agree, a lot of the foods that Americans consume are indeed bioengineered. And here's a crazy one, guys. I bet you didn't know that the FDA just passed lab-made grown chicken.
Oh shit, you're gonna look in your cupboards now.
Are rolling out this fake chicken. So if you plan on going to eat out, make sure you're eating the real thing. And if you're having a hard time understanding what I'm explaining, let's cut into some clips.
Some breaking news, U.S. regulators have approved the sale of chicken made from animal cells. And this move paves the way for 2 California companies to sell lab-grown meat. The U.S. Agriculture Department gave the okay today. The cultivated meat will be grown in steel tanks using cells from a living animal, fertilized egg, or special band of stored cells. That meat will only be sold at upscale restaurants.
Wait. So you mean to tell me that they're making these chickens in a laboratory? That's correct. So in other words, if your food is man-made and comes from a laboratory, it's bioengineered. It's not the real deal. I mean, honestly though, guys, what do you think about this? Let me know your thoughts and concerns in the comment section of this video. Let's continue.
George, Americans ate 75 billion pounds of red meat and chicken last year, but what if some of that meat was not raised on farms, but instead of high-tech facilities? Scientists say that could be good for the environment and your health, and soon it could be on menus and store shelves.
Well, does that mean it's fake, or does it mean it's real?
The USDA has approved cell-cultivated meat to be sold to the public for the first time.
So that's where it all starts, just a few cells.
2 cultivated meat producers now getting the green light to begin commercially selling their chicken, not raised on a farm, but in a facility. The meat is grown using real animal cells and large bioreactors fed with nutrients. I recently got a tour of California-based Upside Foods, the nation's first and largest cultivated meat producer. You're making chicken in there.
Yeah, so if you look at this is approximately a 200+ liter tank. And we take cells from a chicken or an egg. It takes 2 weeks to grow the equivalent of 1 chicken, 1,000 chickens, or 100,000 chickens.
So you're saying in this factory you can make more meat.
So if you want to learn more about lab-grown food and this lab-grown chicken, please like, comment, and share for more. Thank you.
That's crazy, huh? But you know, it happens pretty quick. Just like the cloning we hear about. Wonder if it's connected. But is the meat real? Are the bones real? Or is it like you're eating plastic? Because that's what you get when you get some rice. That's some of the stories about that. Let's see another one. Here we go.
Oh my gosh, there it is. Brominated vegetable oil. I knew I would find it here, of all places. I'm going to show you how poverty is real. Look, here's BVO. Headache, memory loss, impaired balance and coordination. Whoa. Good luck finding that in a healthy health food store. What you're going to notice is a bunch of knockoff brands that are all going to contain bioengineered food ingredients. So we all know Snack Pack. But have you ever heard of Kiggins? Knockoff brand with a ton of ingredients containing bioengineered food ingredients. So almost every single option in this store is going to be designed to keep you in the same place. Like not a single peanut butter has oil floating on top. It's all just Jif, which is our hydrogenated vegetable oils. Why? Sugar and food coloring and sugar. They don't have 9 million variations, just one. But it's still bioengineered. I mean, I've never heard of this brand before, but bioengineered food ingredients. So if you are what you eat, that means they're bioengineering the people. Because food affects how your genes are expressed. And it seems like everything in here is going to have high fructose corn syrup in it. And you can best bet blue syrup's going to have high fructose corn syrup and food coloring. This grocery store is literally just cheap options. You know, normally Chunky's owns the entire shelf, but there's all these brands I've literally never heard of before. Chicken noodle soup should be just chicken and vegetables, but it's still bioengineered food ingredients. So what I hope you understand is that poverty is real. Like, here's your pickles that are yellow because of yellow food coloring. And you notice name brands, High C, Jolly Rancher, Starburst, Kool-Aid. Then you got your Red 40, more Red 40. I've never heard of Fruit Rush before, but they call it fruit with less than 1% of. Somebody already drank this. Like, why doesn't Tyson...
Somebody already drank it.
You'll see the shelves are owned by the mega brands and then crowded by knockoff brands. But the knockoff brands are always going to contain bioengineered food ingredients. Like, I have never seen this brand before. It was a barbecue rib sandwich with a whole mech of ingredients and bioengineered foods.
Ribs in a box.
There's not a single goat, bison, or sheep milk cheese here. There's genuinely only the butter that contains a bunch of added oils in it. You know, why they getting the mini cauliflowers? I've never seen cauliflower so small in my life. They call this a head of lettuce. This is like the half salad. It's like the baby corn comes here. When have you ever seen a cantaloupe the size of a person's hand? That's not normal. Even the limes aren't circular. So I'm in a place where the city designates as a dangerous area to be. And it's not actually dangerous. It's just a perception of danger. Maybe at night there's gunfire. But I can tell you the branding with saving and people needing to save money, yeah, that's why they did it. So now if you go to Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, you're never going to find brominated vegetable oil. You're never going to find these knockoff brands. They don't exist. So when people say poverty's a mindset...
Oh, that's a challenge.
Yeah, but if you're born somewhere and that's all you have access to for food, what are you supposed to do? So one guy said, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm recording TikToks. I go around grocery stores and find ingredients. And it took me a very long time to find this brominated vegetable oil. Mind you, once again, health concerns stem from one ingredient, BVO. And then y'all remember Sebi talking about mucus buildup in the body? But long-term exposure can cause neurological symptoms, headaches, memory loss, impaired balance, and coordination. So for instance, this company used to use it in their ingredients, but you can see it can build up in the body. These are like those forever ingredients, potentially lead to memory loss as well as skin and nerve problems. Could you imagine losing your memory because you were consuming an ingredient in food? What? I can't make this stuff up. I found it for sale in a grocery store in a poverty-ridden area. So please remember, wake up, don't eat, let your glycogen deplete, and mind your gut, because if you don't, you will not be able to keep your mind. And now the full circle is proven by the fact of me finally being able to come back to where I call home, used to call home, and be able to isolate a grocery store in a poverty-ridden area and find that item on the shelf. Healing begins on an individual level, and whenever you're ready, I've already created all of the resources for you for free.
Oh yeah, you know, much like eating before you go to the store so you don't buy the wrong stuff. You need to get educated before you start eating so you know what to eat, what not to eat. What's going to get you healthy, what's going to keep you healthy and make you feel good, make you look good. This is the most important thing. That's what's on top of everybody's mind. Where are we at next? Here we go.
A 72-year-old Domino's delivery woman fell while dropping off a pizza.
Are you okay?
I fell.
Are you okay? Are you hurt?
Pick her up.
Thankfully, Kayron and her husband both work in the medical field, so they quickly came to Barbara's aid, but they knew they could do more for her. Kayron set up a GoFundMe, encouraging people to leave a tip. Soon they raised over $250,000. That allowed Barbara to retire. Now Barbara plans to take a cruise and travel to Europe.
Yeah, Barbara shouldn't have been working out there, 72, but she's way better now. Way better. Hopefully it didn't hurt that long. She shouldn't have been there though. She got help when she needed it, and that's the important thing. Put a smile on my face. What about yours? Where are we at now? Uh-oh. Yeah. Set the record straight. What? What? Oh, yeah. That's what I thought. See the look on his face? Get this out of here. There you go. Everybody's in the picture. That's great. That always makes a great outing better. When you see it, when you're a part of it. Puts a smile on your face, changes the day. Changed it right now. Let's see where we're going next. Bring it on.
The buildings in which we just saw and how heavy they were, right? Tons and tons of stones. Well, here's a stone that probably weighs about 20 tons and can barely move from a truck, right? You're trying to move that, the truck's moving, everything's falling, right? It doesn't make a lot of sense. And especially, let's say these buildings were built in the 1800s or 1700s when there were only about 1,000 people and none of this technology existed. Well, that's another good question. How on earth did all of those things get built, right? Or moved, or something like this, right? Or something like this. think it goes to show that when we look into the past, things were very, very advanced, but we were told that we were supposedly, like I said, running around on horses and wagons and on... So we're going to go back to 1893 Chicago, and this is not the Chicago in which I know, right? The Chicago I know does not have statues like this and look anything like this, but this is what Chicago looked like before it was reset, right? The fires that we heard about in Chicago and all those things, they were removing all of this. Look at this detail.
Looks a lot different today,
This is a
huh?
completely different city in which we know of today. Because look at this. Look at the architecture. Look at the design. Think of how hard it would be to create all of this, right? We can barely make a little bean and wrap it in mirrored paper, let alone statues like this made out of copper, right? Look at this archway. Look at the detail here. This is in Chicago. This is old world history which is not taught about, right? They keep us in the dark. They don't teach us about our true potential and how there used to be a unified, advanced society which built like this all over the world.
Yeah, it used to be, was, were, but not anymore. It's a whole lot different today. Hopefully it's not going to be that much different tomorrow, but you never know. All we can do is sit back and watch, smile, hug your family, and do it all over again. Here we go.
UFOs in New Jersey. People stop on the side of the highway, get out of their cars. Look. Take a look at this.
Spaceship. Look, the whole street is up.
Everybody stop.
Flying spaceship. Look.
What?
What the Look.
Well, stop. Stop on the side of the road.
That's not special effects.
Yo, what the Look at that. Oh, I gotta park for this. Yo, what? No way.
Well, there we go. Come on, come on, come on. Aim up, aim up.
Look at all these people.
We know what people look like.
So how
come
can
on,
you
come on.
debunk
We know
this
what
video
people
and
look
say
like.
It's not real. That's a UFO right there in the sky, bro. People are stopped. I'm telling you, we're about to see a lot more crazier things than this.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh? Well, hey, if you made it this far, thanks for making it. Thanks for joining us. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We try to get as many out as we can and go forward. We're growing. We're new. We're here. Have a great day.